Okay, let's first write this in terms of sigma notation. So limit doesn't change. Sigma, what does change is the number in front of the n. 1, 2, 3, all the way to n. So we have I is equal to 1 to n on 1 over square root of 4n squared plus I times n. Okay, so let's compare with the definition of integral. If you have integration from a to b, f at x dx, what that means is limit n approaches to infinity, sigma notation I is equal to 1 to n, f at xi times by delta x, where delta x is equal to the interval length, which is b minus a, divided by n. Okay, so we ultimately want to make this expression as an expression of integral. And we need to identify what the function is and what part will take on the delta x. Now you might be tempted to say, well, there's no delta x there. Maybe we can just make it equal to 1. But the better choice is to factor out 4n squared. Then you get 1 plus I over 4n. Now that can be simplified to 1 over 2n. So I'm going to write it as half times by 1 over 2n. So let me further write this expression as like that. Okay, so I just took out the 2n here to the outside. Now if you look at 1 over 2n as our delta x, right, where delta x is equal to b minus a over n, which means b minus a will equal to half. And this becomes the right-hand sum of the function 1 over square root of 1 plus half of x. Okay, so the length of the interval is half. Okay, so because of the fact that we interpret this as a right-hand sum, we can start from 0, right? And because the length of the interval is half, we'll have to finish at half. Okay, so let's do a quick substitution to find the antiderivative of this. Let 1 plus half of x equal to u. Then we get half of dx is equal to du. So dx is 2 du. 2 du. And the bottom is square root of u. If we replace 0 and half using this substitution in terms of u, right, when you plug in 0, you get 1. And when you plug in half, you get 1 plus a quarter, so 1.25. So the antiderivative of square root of u is this 2 right here. I'm going to factor out first. So I'm going to find the antiderivative of 1 over square root of u, which is 2 root of u. Okay, and then we need to now insert 1.25 and 1. Now these two 2's can be combined to give you 4. Now let's plug in our numbers. You get 4 square root of 1.25. So let's look at the multiple choice. None of the our answers are on decimal, so I'm going to insert 1.25 as 5 over 4, and then insert 1. So we have 4. This is root 5 over root 4. Just 4 root 5 over 2 minus 1. So multiply the 4 and you get 4 times root 5 over 2, which is 2 root 5 minus 4.